specifically to around the world, including Disneyland in Florida, Hawaii, Rhodes, Greece, and even Peru. But these vacation spots aren't always an available option. For anyone living in the Pacific Northwest, getting to these places can be quite expensive with traveling. I'm going to suggest a great travel destination for people living in the northwestern United States. The Oregon coast is a great place to vacation. Besides the beautiful view of the Pacific Ocean while driving along the Pacific Coast Highway, many different towns, big and small, and some very unique, reside on the Oregon coast. Sometimes the only space between the ocean and the town is a highway and huge rocks. The wildlife is also a fun and interesting addition to your vacation. I'm going to suggest a few reasons why it would be a very pleasant travel spot, whether you want to go to just one city or visit every one of them. I'll let you know the different events to check out, cities to stop along the way, fun places in those cities, and natural wonders of the area. One of the very cool wonders to check out while on vacation at the Oregon coast are the redwood trees of southern Oregon, which is not far from Bandon, Oregon. The redwoods are mostly located right off the Pacific coast, mostly surrounding Crescent City, California. According to the National Park Service of the United States, there is an old radar station from World War II. The radar station B-71 sits atop an ocean bluff of South Klamath and was used as a World War II early warning radar station. At this station, there are older military structures, which include radar antennas and two machine gun emplacements. Some cool collections have been found throughout the area as well. A total of 2,500 historic and prehistoric archaeological objects have been found, like old pottery and weapons. Also, about 5,000 herbarium specimens have been found in the area. Herbarium specimens are plants, whole or partial, that have been preserved, usually in dry form, and mounted on a sheet. The specimens are usually preserved for research and the study of geographic distributions and the stabilizing of nomenclature. Another really cool thing about this area are the dance demonstrations done by Native Americans. The Tolowa and Yurok Indians perform dance demonstrations every summer which are completely free of charge. The Tolowa tribe performs a renewal dance at the Hiochi Information Center on Highway 199, which is west of the community of the Hiochi area. The Yurok tribe demonstrates their traditional brush dance at the Redwood Information Center, 1 mile south of Orick on Highway 101. The people associated with the dance explain the dance's significance to each American Indian culture. The Redwood Lands have been home to Native Americans for thousands of years. They spoke many different languages depending on their location and held numerous and distinct identities. Now, just the descendants of these people continue to live on and off the reservation in the Redwood region. There are many interesting facts about the redwood trees as well. The coast redwoods are the tallest and the oldest trees on Earth. Giant sequoias are the most massive trees, up to 3,500 years old, and can easily grow 300 feet high. What many people don't know is that it's illegal to take any part of a redwood tree from the national park unless you buy it from a store. This is because the seeds of a redwood tree are contained in the bark and are easy to grow wherever. Redwoods can grow almost anywhere in the world that there is a lot of moisture. A very interesting thing is that redwood trees can survive forest fires. In fact, fire is needed for the trees to survive. The fires break off and burn part of the tree, which releases its seeds. Forest fires also provide nutrients in the soils, which enable redwood seeds to grow. However, the human intervention when there are forest fires can eventually cause the redwoods to become extinct. When a fire erupts in the redwood forest, fire crews are promptly set out to put the fires out, which keeps the soil from becoming rich and prevents the seeds from shedding off the trees. In 1850, old-growth redwood forest covered more than 2 million acres. The General Sherman tree, as seen right here, is the largest giant sequoia, located in Sequoia National Park, and is estimated to weigh 12 million pounds. Here's another picture of it. When driving along the scenic Pacific Highway, there are many towns with many things to do. 3 will be covered. They are nice towns, all very close to the coast, which means beautiful scenery, beaches to walk on, and the good smell of salt water in the air. The towns you definitely should consider visiting are Newport, Bandon, and Depot Bay. If you're heading north, say from California, the first town you'd want to stop at is Bandon, Oregon. Here is Bandon, Oregon on a map of the Oregon coast. Bandon is about 90 miles from the California border. Bandon, with a population of about 7,000, is definitely not a huge town, but still a must-see. Located 7 miles south of Bandon is a wildlife game park safari. Here you can see many different kinds of animals and even pet them. Depending on the season and depending on the park, they usually have cubs, pups, and kids, where they bring out behind a booth and let people see them. Any young animals, from an opossum, a bobcat, or even twin black leopards that you can have and pet. Not only do you get to pet some of the animals, you are also allowed to walk among them. Goats, geese, donkeys, peacocks, deers, and other small animals walk around freely on the trails, weaving their way between the guests. If you want, you can pay for a cup of oats and have the opportunity to feed any of the wandering animals that are interested. Located just south of Lincoln City and about 3 hours north of Bandon, Newport has a population of about 11,000 and has a total area of about 10.4 miles. Here is Newport. Although it's not a very big town, it's the bigger one on the list. Newport has a few beaches that are great for swimming and walking on. However, there is an interesting transition between wide sandy beaches and rusty rocky beaches while on your drive up to Newport. Another very massive, very pretty scene is the Yaquina Bay Bridge at the south part of Newport. When walking along the bay, there are many little tourist stores with just about any gift or souvenir you can think of. Across from these stores are docks, and when looking over the edge, you are surprised to find about 7 to 12 lazy sea lions catching rays on smaller docks and swimming around in the water. 2 attractions that most would be interested in looking at is the Fun Museum, Ripley's Believe It or Not, and the Oregon Coast Aquarium. Ripley's Believe It or Not has a number of interesting things to look at, like the Wax Museum and Butterfly House. Along the way, you get to learn cool facts about breaking records and amazing defeats, all along with displays that exhibit them. The Oregon Coast Aquarium is just as cool, if not better. There are many exhibits where you can touch, hear, see, and explore. One very cool opportunity is the sea lion encounters. Guests get a one-on-one encounter with a sea lion and even get a kiss on the cheek from one. Another cool exhibit is the Shark Aquarium. Here, you get a chance to walk through a tube through the shark tank, where sharks, manta rays, and fish are swimming around you, under you, and above you. Although almost eerie in a way, it's definitely a must-see. With over 15,000 fishes, birds, invertebrates, and marine mammals, many have been rescued. The Oregon Coast Aquarium is a must while in Newport. The last town is a little quaint town called Depot Bay. This town is situated directly off the coast, so direct that the other side of the main highway through the town is all rocks and oceans. Depot Bay is just a few hours north of Newport and not very far at all. According to Road Trip USA, covering the Pacific Coast Highway by Jamie Jensen, the town is named after a local select Indian who worked at the local U.S. Army depot and called himself Charlie Depot. The town is a home to less than 1,500 people and only covers a few miles on the coast. Although it's such a small size, the scenery of the town is absolutely beautiful because of the constant ocean view while walking to and from the little stores situated on the main highway. One very pretty, very interesting wonder just north of Newport is the Devil's Punch Bowl. This earth catch is easily accessed off Highway 101. Sea caves are formed by wave action on fractures or other weaknesses in the bedrock of sea cliffs along coastlines. Zones of weaknesses in the cliff give way under the force of the waves and are eroded out. These cavities are enlarged by the hydraulic pressure built by each wave, according to geocaching, the official global GPS catch hunt site. Before the Devil's Punch Bowl looked how it does today, the location actually consisted of 2 sea caves. As of right now, this is what the Devil's Punch Bowl looks like. The water eventually completely disintegrated the wall between the 2 caves, and it soon eroded away and became an even bigger sea cave. Once this had happened, the waves would crash against the top of the cave. After many years of this happening, the top of the cave became so thin that it eventually collapsed, giving us the bowl we see today. Within 100 years, the Devil's Punch Bowl will most likely look entirely different than it does today. The reason the name was given to the Devil's Punch Bowl is because at high tide, water fills the bowl, which churn through the openings below the water's surface, creating a whirlpool-like effect, giving it the name the Devil's Punch Bowl. The area and changing environment permit a diversity of marine life. This area has many wave pools to explore and a nice beach to walk down. There's a large parking area before the bowl, and east of it is a stairway, about 100 steps, that take you down to explore the beach and wave pools. Whether you want to have a fun vacation, a relaxing one, or just want a road trip, the Oregon Coast is a great choice for you. Now that you know a little bit about the area, you can find more great towns to look at and must-sees on the Pacific Coast Highway. When you're starting to feel strained at work, with family, or just have cabin fever, you'll know about not just one, but a few more vacation spots that will be well worth your while.